You know, they see him rolling, they see him hating, and he's coming to this match, and he's not waiting. Captain Mo is ready to bring the pain here as we jump into this TyLoo versus Grayhound matchup. My name is Trey Saranthus, and I'm joined by none other than Jacob Benegi and Halvor Gulestål. Guys, let's talk.
What the hell?
Was it bad?
Gulestål?
Whatever.
That's about as good as your throw previous segment.
Thanks, guys. With that said, we do have Grayhound versus TyLoo. So looking at this matchup, could be familiar faces, some familiarity to this one.
Yeah, I guess so. Two teams that play in the same region, qualify for the same major, and in general, you know, have a lot of competition against each other. I think it's two teams on two different levels as well, though. If you look at it, TyLoo should be the better one here. They have the more accomplishment and have been producing results for far longer, whereas Grayhound is still a new face to the scene, but they are consistently qualifying for tournaments, consistently showing up. Dick Stacy is everywhere now, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can produce results out of this.
Yes, producing the big Richard is the big question mark, at least over on the Grayhound side. Halvor, what's your take on this Grayhound team?
I'm actually pretty excited to see them play. I've known Dexter for quite some time now. Right now, Gratification has also been a player who's been progressively getting better and better. I think, yeah, it's like Blay mentioned in the pre-show. They've actually just become the best Australian team now. I think it's fair to say. Obviously, not including Renegades, but they're not really Australian at this point. I see them as a North American team more so than an Australian one at this point.
You know, I think with and we do have the map vetoes on the screen in front of you. Again, it is a best of one, the last best of one of the day. But I think in terms of the Australian scene, I mean, the absence of Sponge has really just kind of taken them off kilter.
I mean, I think it's made them flourish.
Oh.
Yeah. They've really just gone to a completely different level now that Chad is no longer holding them
sort
back.
of like when you remove a rotten tooth from your mouth, right? All of a sudden, your entire mouth is just...
Like everything
you
just
can
feels
smile.
better.
Yeah, you can smile. People actually, enjoy watching you. Many similarities with Australian CS and Chad being gone.
And perhaps sometimes if we're lucky, we can actually see the Sponge or that Spud himself smile. But that's not the case today. He's not competing. He does have one of those cool flower shirts, Hawaiian shirts, the Grayhound jerseys. Actually an incredible piece of merchandise.
That.
Wish I had one myself. But we're going to cash, boys. That's going to be our map here in this best of one between these two contenders in both Grayhound.
I think it's actually cash. Since there's an Australian team in there.
I don't want to upset any of those guys. We got about a minute, boys, so kind of wrap this one up. I'm going to give you the floor for roughly 10 seconds.
I mean, TyLoo should be the better team. Last time these two teams played cash against each other, it was Grayhound actually winning 16-13. So it is a map both teams are familiar with. We'll say, though, a tournament of this significance in their home country, TyLoo should be ready to take this one.
Yeah, I'm also leaning. I do have TyLoo to win, but I will say look out for Gratification and Dexter. They're going to ball out on the side of Grayhound.
I'd say look out for Dick Stacy.
Yeah, you want to talk about balls.
You don't have to look out for Dick Stacy, right? Like he's big, he's everywhere.
Look, I'm just going to say, you want to talk about balling out. The big Richard himself, the King Richard, Stacy, is here on site, sat down, ready to play, geared up, amped up, fired up, full mass.
Sat down for now.
Yes, and well, with that, of course, guys, I think you might be on something here. TyLoo have been showing a little bit more promise, of course, going through the minor system and all of that good stuff. Kind of go their way. Yeah,
it really has, and now Mo's back in action as well. Even if he's been wheeled down there, he is ready to go.
It is an interesting thing because now it's been a couple of events where I've seen him just be wheeled around. It's kind of like the high court. It's not so bad. Either way, we will be jumping into this game. It is just about that time for us to stop blabbering and hand it over to the guys who do it for a living. It's going to be Matthew Truitt and Chad Burchill. Take it away, guys.
I was asking what the GG timer was, Chad. I think we figured it out. It said 15 seconds to go. We're about to jump in as TyLoo. We get a chance to see them in their own region for a change. Usually they're making trips up toward the Ukraine in most frequently cases, I suppose. And then Grayhound, who you're more familiar with. These are your blokes, your mates. What do you call them?
To some, blokes, mates. Bloody cobbers over here, but it is a fast beat. What? That's a lot of damage done to DD there by one Glock bullet from Grat at range. And it is a B retake that has been set up here. The bomb will go down any minute, and I think it needs to be noted right here, right now, that Dexter has a Molotov for the post-plant scenario. So more damage from the Glocks as they continue to pepper away at the CT's Malta reloading at the
that's
worst time.
Yeah, that is about as frustrating as it gets. Somebody, meanwhile, swings back out. He's got a chance to find the far shot, but he's got to be careful of his ammunition at this point because he's got 4 bullets left to fire and 2 players directly. In his exchange, Gratisfaction
Look at Dexter,
finding
though.
2. That's gratifying indeed.
Look, it doesn't even matter for this scenario, but Dexter is in Sunroom right now with the Molotov. It's going to pop on in. Here it is. That's the round. Pack her up, boys. You're done.
That's unfortunate. Well
See that?
played.
They
That's
banked on
brilliant.
that. That was fantastic. To have a smoke left in that timing, they planted very obscure. That was obviously the strategy from the get-go. And you can see those lovely shirts being worn. That's basically Friday night attire in Australia. That's what we wear. We
Do
go
you guys... Sorry,
No?
carry on. Tell me more. You go out.
Yeah, that's how we go out, in shirts like that.
Do you know that our keyboards are called Arvo?
Yeah, in the
Isn't
Arvo.
that afternoon?
Yeah, afternoon.
We
yeah.
just have afternoon keyboards
That's
right now.
pretty good. Maybe we'll do a quick little bit of reconnaissance.
Do you have Grayhound bus line? And
We know of it. I don't. Maybe on the East Coast in Perth you wouldn't have it.
all right, fair enough. Carry on.
It's another fast B play coming out here, and then
That's not bad, Mo. 2 kills as the second is distracted. Probably should have gone for that reload a little sooner. He'll go down immediately to the AK-47, and it goes to the small pit.
just do you see Stacy's name in the kill feed?
Yes, it's in the kill feed. It is blocked out yet on, and in the scoreboard, yet on the
So on the
actual
HUD.
overlay, the
Yeah.
word dick, welcome to 2018, where the word dick offends some people, is still actually shown.
Well, the name Dick is a
Richard.
short version of Richard, which
Yes. Is very appropriate in the case of Richard Lewis, according to the community.
oh.
I'm on Richard's side. I love Richard. He knows that.
So I had a couple of stat points that I wanted to bring up here because I love numbers. And Keish has been on LAN over the last 3 months, the I guess 4th most played map for TyLoo. They played it 4 times. They have a 75% win ratio on it. And those victories have come against Tainted Minds, Renegades, Vici Gaming, and FaZe. Sorry, the FaZe was the loss. So they've beaten only like-minded teams, I suppose, in that regard. And if we flip on over, I had to change the filter for Grayhound Gaming, who are rushing B once again.
It's a lot of B rushes.
Yeah, they have a 100% win rate on Keish. Now, their wins are against all Australian teams and beyond, who are from Thailand, I believe. So there's not so impressive. And then, if we go back in time to April, where are we here? Just clicking around, I had it up somewhere. Yeah, if we go all the way back to April 2nd, I believe it was, or April 2nd, TyLoo played Grayhound in a best of 3 at the CSGO Asia Summit, and Grayhound won this map 16-13, but they did have Burn in the team, and that has now been replaced by Malta. So that's caught everybody up to speed. We've got over that after the pistol and the 2 eco rounds /4 spine. Now we get underway. There we go. The stats on screen. Look at this.
It's almost like you did that yourself. You were typing it while speaking. Chad does everything.
I wish I was that good. But if we have a gander now, TyLoo should be the more proficient of the squads. Aircast. They're going B again, Matt. I love this.
Well, there isn't. He's the only one that was looking out toward middle.
Ah.
Was there cast?
He is the more cerebral clutch player of the team.
He's going to be going in early this time with Malta. I need to go to Malta.
I went there not long ago.
Well, either way, Malta's taken over DD.
I didn't take double Ds to Malta.
Try and meet them there. Makes it more exciting. Bit of a challenge. Mo swinging out. Didn't have no idea that he was there, having already gotten in the site, and I just assumed, I think, that it was clear because there was no further aggression and not early enough. Somebody's gone back out with DD. He'll take down Malta this time. The island is sunk, and it's immediately going to be a 4-on-3 favoring TyLoo in the retake, but bomb planted in a smoke still in place toward Checker. That makes things slow down. I'm checking the time because there's not a lot of kits. In fact, not at all on the CT side. So TyLoo has to go now, if ever, and they'll get on there just in time.
The way that they postured there in Checkers, they didn't feel the need to overextend it as individuals. They waited for the smoke to dissipate, and then they went together. That was fantastic work by TyLoo. Really good trading, and I think, as you mentioned, that position really caught Grayhound off guard. Drip, I like to call it. This is a little drip. Now, after those 2 anti... Look at this wall bang. Here we go. Bang. Big kill. According to Blair, it's excurate. So,
Execute.
excurate.
Not accurate.
Well, it sounds a bit like excrement. So that's why I was...
Oh, yeah.
I was happy to go with accurate, but we'll do whatever we're told, as Another buy is on the board for Grayhound. This time they are opting for more of the default spread. This time 2 players over towards B, 1 in limbo around middle, 1 towards Squeaky, and 1 towards a main. Grat has the AWP up. He is actually from New Zealand. The flag is a little bit different. They say 6 as sex, so...
Yeah, that's me too. Is that why they say 69ing?
I'm not sure. They're just a weird
That would
bunch.
just make sense.
They're just a weird bunch, those New Zealanders. You know, there's a lot more on the line for this game than I think people would realize. The loser of this has to play Gambit in a best of 3.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And to be serious, that's something no one would want in an elimination match. Gambit's already down there. TyLoo can give them a challenge. Grayhound has shown promise in Sydney.
Sure.
I mean, it's not comfortable for them either, but you're dead right in saying that both of them would be the underdog in that occasion.
Well, the real question mark for me is, Hellraisers with a stand-in beat VP, so they're not looking hot. So who's going to be the best team in the tournament, right? If TyLoo come out here with blistering form and are able to bank this one, then they're the lead for me.
Yeah, the VP thing, I'll come back to it because this is going to get interesting. Both players going toward the vent. Our guest is working his way in, but DD already holds the angle, falls off of it as well. There will be further regression, but 2 players below the vent. They can trade this. Somebody has to stay patient, though, because they're going to wrap around Dick. Stacy finds one. Somebody puts him down, and Dexter able to trade. So it worked out for timing in the favor of the T's, but timing allows the rotation of Mo, and he gets toward the heaven. Top down. Doesn't matter. They're already inside of the site. Needs to do damage. Good catch by Dexter, quite literally, as Mo never even touched the ground. Bintets. Oh, shot to Dexter.
Yeah.
TyLoo get a kill, and we're going to hear some noise from them now.
The TyLoo guys were getting hyped at the knife round, which I believe they lost because I heard more.
It's just a knife round, Chad.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You got to get excited about the little things in life.
I get excited about the little things all the time. It's the only thing I've got to work with, Chad.
We love a bit of innuendo over here on the casting couch. They're discussing a buy option right now. Grayhound, it looks like they're going to go for a pistol upgrade. 3 deagles, 2 CZs, a couple of grenades. Obviously finding all of their success early over towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, that was a lot of B. Was that 5? I didn't count.
I'm not sure. Why do we call it beelining?
I'm assuming beelining it is... Ooh, maybe not, because bees don't really fly in straight lines.
No, then they dance.
Yeah.
And the way that the letter B is structured is not straight at all.
Well, there's a straight line in it. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Beelining it. Maybe it's an old mining term or something.
This looks like it's going to be an A piece. Just have 2 smokes, probably block off quad and forklift, and then use the flashes to try and cause a bit of chaos. Ooh, Bentet's caught the leg there, and vent step from somebody will be enough to deal with Urcast. Bentet will get Dexter, who tried to peek on out and get a trade. Avenge his fallen comrade. There's a smoke. Oh, that's a flash, not a smoke. And Bentet's everywhere, it appears. He will drop, and Monster's going to find another one as well. They are going to struggle to get on the site because swarming our TyLoo. Pushing, dueling, giving away kills as Malta continues to live. Ducking, diving, dodging, reloading. Eventually goes down to Momo. 3 pieces each as the money has now been saved. The piggy bank has been cracked open, and Grayhound are able to get up all the goodies. AWP back in the hands of Grat. And just to note, Matthew, in the Australian scene at the moment, we have about 4 teams. I'm not including Renegades.
Yeah, they're in the NA.
Yeah, we have 4
world
teams
now.
who kind of can beat each other on any given Sunday. And most recently, Grayhound won the Stockholm qualifier by taking down Order and Tainted
Stockholm's
Minds.
going to be an interesting event.
There's lots of names of that one, and it's just after the player break. But
Exactly
pushing
that.
to A main, Dexter with 2 big kills.
Just to note with that as well, Dexter, as he opens this up, smoke down. Stockholm's back in the Grand Slam circuit. This is not for fairness to teams. This is supposed to be a player break, so you can't really deny teams the chance to try and have that break. It would have forced FaZe to be here otherwise if they wanted a chance to win the $1 million. So it's a fairness thing to not have this part of the Grand Slam, but that's another interesting storyline for Stockholm. When we get there, bomb goes down. Grayhound do so in Gratisfaction, one of my favorite names, has the AWP to hold off toward A main.
Just to have a couple of notes here for people not so familiar with the players on the Grayhound side of things, the TyLoo names maybe bring a little bit more true. Obviously, Bentet, a star of the Southeast Asian region.
Second highest rated in HLTV. Obviously plays against lower tier opposition, but still really impressive.
DD, Mo, and somebody have all been playing together for a very long time under the TyLoo banner for I'll say it again, a very long time. And then Execute, the AWP player from Indonesia as well, joining this roster more recently. Now, if we look at the Grayhound side of things, Malta played in Chiefs in the past, maybe a name that you've heard before. Dexter actually played in the Winter Fox team from Australia that went over and was there for APOC and Zeusy and those guys.
That was the forgotten team. I mean, Winter Fox came in originally with Anger and Lex, Adren.
Yep.
That's right.
And then, Dexter was part of that team. He's in-game leading for this Grayhound roster. Dick Stacey obviously has made his name by making jokes about phallic objects. Who else we got? Urcast on the screen right now.
Is it also
Mongolian?
Dick Stacey, though? Isn't that kind of like Dick Tracy?
Yes.
It's like that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Tommy gun top, like long trench coat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not many people would get that reference.
My brother dressed up as him as every Halloween from like the
really?
age of 4 to 7 or 8. Yeah, my brother loved Dick Tracy.
Okay. He's a pretty good detective, I heard. Pause now. Talk things over. TyLoo have opted to buy into this one.
There's actually a really cool, maybe I'll tweet it out just for context. I'll try and find it. There's a really cool picture of us on Halloween where my brother is Dick Tracy and I'm Batman and he has a candy apple and there's like 20 candy apples on the table behind us because we were making them with my grandmother. But I'm looking at my brothers with the most amount of envy because I just wanted that candy apple.
Is he older than you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
I could have turned, right? Exactly. I could have turned around and grabbed any of the other candy apples, but I'm just like, nope, I want that candy apple. Maybe I'll Instagram it because that'll force people to follow me, and I really need to build that up.
Yes, it's a hard. The Instagram's a grind. This round is a very interesting buy coming out from TyLoo. Obviously, the Scout on Execute does not kill you in one shot unless it is a headshot. Harder to hit those. Looks like they're going for a bit of mid-control. There are 3 players postured. That smoke coming in late with a minute 10 left on the clock will force the hand of Grayhound. Do they want to push? Do they want to reconsider? Looks like they're more than happy just to wait. But with this mid-presence from 2 players, somebody's been doing this for years. Even when I was playing them back in the minors, he loved to be up close and personal. Here we go. Flash is going to come out. This is when they're going to peel. Bentet, a lot of pressure on him. Can he keep his teammate alive? Somebody is playing an awkward angle to check. And here they come out. They push. Didn't even clear the corner. And somebody with 2 big kills. Grat will eventually trade, but bomb is down. 40 seconds left. Event boost for DD. Means that the bomb will probably stay in their hands. And the timing, once again, Grat jumps on out, and down he drops.
That was risky. He had to do it. They got to get the bomb back, but rather than play it slow and methodically, he just wanted to force the issue, given that there's only 25 seconds left as of now. And unfortunately, that should secure the rounds. It will now with just Dick Stacey left against 1 versus 3.
If Dick Stacey and Malta had no interest in dropping back towards middle to help recollect the bomb, then taking the A bomb site was fine. But Grat should have stayed alive for as long as possible there. He should have applied pressure down highway, taken the duels against the CTs, and given Grat a chance to get in the round, other than forcing the player with the weapon to be used at range to get up close and personal. Eventually, Dick Stacey will drop. We just missed that there. We flicked away a second too soon, but he will fall. And now the question for Grayhound is we're at 4 pieces of each. Is do we buy or do we go for another pistol upgrade? It appears to be the pistol upgrade coming in. I think if we can take a quick look at how this match went down last time. Lots of rounds on the T side for TyLoo, and then lots of rounds on the T side for that of Grayhound were grabbed. The CTs both struggled, so in this case, TyLoo are doing wonders. Aggressive A main play. It is a force buy, not just the pistol upgrade. I only caught that one CZ buy, and it appears that they wanted to go all in on this, so they want to keep things as honest as possible, and it looks like somebody wants to continue to be a nuisance. Sure, if he's a thorn in the side of Grayhound, they will stay relatively discombobulated on their T-side approach. But with this A main control, they haven't taken a piece of the puzzle back, Matt. When a team goes so aggressive on A main, when they smoke on in, when it's clear that they have that covered, you need to take somewhere else. You need to either take mid, you need to take B main, you need to try and get checkers control. They're just going to bust out Squig with 4, and that's going to leave Bentet in a very interesting pivot point, as he is going to turn just at the right time. Dick Stacey with a big kill.
Takes down Bintet. Somebody hits Dexter, but it's going to be all Grayhound afterwards. Malta finds DD, and it's a 4 versus 2 post-plant position in favor of Grayhound, and always. Just to hold off at long. Smoke to do so. Flash coming through confirms there is someone indeed on the other side of it. He'll play it in accordance as somebody has a decision to make. Push through. UMP only. Not much hope of finding the bomb, but he can isolate one player, maybe get the AK-47. But Captain Mo committing to that play goes down, confirms it has to be a save of the AK.
I think the fact that they're able to grab this round on a low buy is positive signs. We tend to see teams from regions like Australia, like Southeast Asia, who don't get to play at the top level as much, really struggle when they don't have full buys, right? And the fact that they can make something work as simple as a contact play out squeaky. They did get lucky with the setup there, but Dick Stacey opening up the scoreboard of the account, and then the rest of the kills just fell in favor. And have forced an interesting decision for TyLoo here, who now have that saved AK on somebody. Captain Mo's gone for armor and a deagle. Bentat has got himself a P250, CZ on DD, and a P250 on Execute as well. This is where, oh, big grenade damage early. Chunking Execute down to 18 HP before he's even seen an enemy. That's not the place to start. They need to just play together at this point, and that's not how it's done. As a big kill from Captain Mo to take down Dexter, and now he's pressuring for the AK. Nade's going to come in. AK is going to fly away opposite direction as he now has to skedaddle. Two players very low at this point, and Mo hanging around in that vent position means he can get isolated. Grat really wanting to throw that Molotov to hold him in place, and he will do. This gives Dick Stacey a chance to push on up. Finish him off. 15 points of health is not enough to get anything done, and Execute unable to swing because that Molotov was keeping him at bay to some regard as well. Now the AK's fallen. 3 members of TyLoo without armor, without a hope, without a prayer. This one should be falling in the favor of Grayhound as they continue to march forward. Slow though, methodical, not taking too many risks, have enough utility right now to clear out the bomb site corners. There's Dick Stacey with a nice kill. Bomb should go down momentarily.
Flash for fence, and Gratisfaction with the AWP looks in the right position toward the truck, but cannot hit the shot on to DD. Bomb planted. And a round confirmed. We'll go 6-4. First time, you mentioned it last time, we had 3 maps in 3 different games. First time we've seen a duplicate.
Yeah, I thought we may get a wider range, maybe a Mirage getting thrown out there. We know that's a really good, comfortable map for TyLoo. Maybe Grayhound going for another one of those.
Look, Tainted Minds picked into Mirage against TyLoo at the minor, and that didn't go too well for them, so maybe Grayhound learnt from their countrymen. Be other options, and this one here in a best of 1 appears to be a good environment to find themselves in, as they will post 6 rounds on the board. We have had like an electronics store in Australia called Dick Smith.
There's also, okay, well, it's not really the same because we're going with the Dick theme, but yeah, carry. I was going to say the WH Smith or whatever. Now we're switching to Smith. That's irrelevant. Carry on.
No, I was
what
just
is
saying.
Electronics store?
It was, yeah. It was called Dick Smith, but I think he closed them all. He also had peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
Yeah. Dick Smith's peanut butter wasn't great, but
that's not as bad as the farmer in Canada who was named Dickens, and he made some cider. Dickens cider.
That's an interesting one. Just like this buy from TyLoo. DD only on the CZ75 and UMP for somebody. We know he can ply that weapon very astutely. Grad's going to find an opening kill behind that Molotov and somebody in the smoke. Has he been spotted? The spam will ring out. Unable to connect the bullet. Now, an early number advantage in the favor of the Greyhounds. They're not barking up the wrong tree here if they do decide to drop back towards B. That's the weaker of the 2 bomb sites. Only Captain Mo chilling in the checkers.
Chilling in the checkers. Smoke goes down towards E for Gratisfaction. AWP, after the Molotov deployed, will immediately look towards sandbags for anyone forced to retreat. Malta, meanwhile, is absolutely destroyed when he peeks out from the sunroom. It's not always sunny in Malta.
Maybe
2
he's
HP.
on his way home from Valletta. That's only a reference if you've ever been there. Sorry, everybody at home. Anyway, it's a B attack. Molotov will come in. Going to slow them down. And Captain Mo blows the head off Urcast. This flank from somebody here is going to really put a thorn in the side of Grayhound, leaving Dick Stacey in a 1-on-2 situation, and time was of the essence. From the heavens, Execute is very accurate with the AWP, takes down Dick Stacey in a round that should have definitely fallen in the favor of Grayhound. Falls apart very quickly as the rotation, the read, the play from TyLoo is too much. And Grayhound, they ain't going to get no gratisfaction.
Yeah, I like that name. I really do. I think overall, the team with the best names and jerseys has got to be Grayhound. I think I'm a fan, Chad.
You're a Grayhound fan?
Yeah.
I reckon they should get sponsored by the bus company, like you were saying.
Yeah, me too, except they're having financial trouble in Canada. I know that much. I think they're pulling out, so it may not be the best businesses. They might not have a lot of money to go around right now.
Okay.
But that would be cool.
Just to note, right now, the buy is still weak for TyLoo. They didn't have full utility, and they also have 2 weapons which are not up to par, but that doesn't matter, as Execute, again, is going to find a kill with
Dexter,
the AWP.
yeah. Early pick that comes off of one of the 2 ops. Double op on this map. I love it.
I agree.
Options
Very potent.
everywhere. Mid, B, A, whatever you want. Aggressive, passive, doesn't matter. Captain Mo, though, will get caught off. Gratisfaction getting the kill toward B required. Now, that's not the only man there. That was a man who was actually toward the vent and was boosted up there by DD. Famas in hand. He'll get a rotation as well from Tet. 51 seconds. They don't have any information elsewhere. But they're gambling on this, rotating back around without any information elsewhere. DD finds 2. Here comes the drop from the vent to DD. It's somebody just combined for everything.
It's the finer details that are really undoing Grayhound in the later stages, right? The fact that the TyLoo were leaning a lot. Like even without information, they're taking a lean. And it's worked in that favor. They had 3 players ready and raring to deliver on this site. So even if DD only got 1 kill, the fact is it's more than enough to make the Ts have to wonder about more corners, run into choke points, maybe not so ready, and get dropped. But that's huge work from DD there. 3 massive kills, and now the eco has to come out from Grayhound. Really had a chance to run away with this half. And now it looks like TyLoo is poised to grab 7 for sure. 9 would be the best case scenario, and they're going to be happy with that. Bentet. Poised from behind the smoke.
I wasn't kidding.
No, you weren't at all.
Bentet and somebody, though, combining. Good crossfire. Somebody with 2. Malta. Shots with the Glock. It's okay, fair enough. Just keep spraying that Glock. 3 HP. Finds 2 kills will make it interesting, but it's still going to be 7-6 in favor of TyLoo, CT side. Of Cash, look, split the difference. It depends on so many circumstances as to which side you favor on this map. Certainly composition of teams as well.
And pistol round.
That's sort of one of the, yeah, economic would be the circumstance I was going kind of leading towards. But yeah, 7 rounds, 8-7, 7-6, 9-6. Either way, I'm not really that worried on this map. And I'm not going to, jump to conclusions either about the half.
I still think there's a really good chance. I know that this is the second last round and TyLoo are going to have to buy on the last, even if they were to lose this one. But let's say Grayhound are actually able to convert here. To put TyLoo's back up against the ropes, assuming that they don't save a lot. DD's the only one with a plethora of cash. Extra will have enough to grab an AWP. The buy should be fine, but what I'm pointing to is they've been kept pretty honest economy-wise. Default spread has come out once again. No opening aggression this time. Somebody in yet another annoying spot seems to find himself in these positions continuously under the boost. Close A main. Now he's up on the shroud position, sitting on the light. Just really in disruptive spots. I think they use and utilize his playstyle very well. Definitely going to keep Grayhound on notice and make sure that when they are running into these choke points that they can't be so lackadaisical. They can't run the clock down in the same regard as they would against a hometown team. Versing potentially the tournament favorites. Definitely the hometown heroes.
It's a big country. I don't know about town, but home country heroes.
Yeah.
I get it. It's the cliche. We're going with it.
I love a good cliche.
Well, somebody once told me world was gonna roll me. See if he can get rolling from up on top of the boost. So close yet so far to the second kill. His teammate gets it. Instead, door open, he lands on top of it. That just allows Dick Stacy to easily collect on him as he falls in, and he'll swing 3 kills. A big round indeed for the Dick, as Captain Mo has to try and deny the plant, or at least the default position, but he's a little late in doing so, so Dexter's already got the job done. And that incendiary just vanished. Must be on top of the big red crate.
Use it as a firework, pretty topical around these parts as well. And now Dick Stacy, the quad position, has 2 to deal with. He's going to get a 4th of the round, and that puts pressure on Captain Mo with the AWP lurking on in. We'll swing around the default position. Close range combat orping. One's going to land. Can it be the second? Dick Stacy on for the ace here. The P250 swings out. Big Dick Stacy goes deep.
That's an ace.
Gets 5 and really just throbbing there with confidence, isn't he?
I suppose with a big dick, you'd be confident too, Chad. 7-7, huge round for him, and most of this came off of trades. It wasn't like they were in a favorable situation. Through the door, it was just a bit of luck and a bit of chance, but then brilliant play from behind quad, and I think he finished the round with, well, I could have seen his HP there, but I didn't get a chance to catch it. Reasonably well off, all things considered.
I think 7, like we're saying, it was looking dire, and now that weird economic situation that Grat is going to find an opening. That's insane. The fact that he's that quick, that ready, that prepared to take down somebody who was super close range with that Viper striking CZ, 12 bullets of doom. Seem to find their way out of that barrel quicker than anything you've seen before. Pressure will be applied to Malta soon if this B approach from Captain Mo does continue, but in the meantime, Excura has found a kill from the highway position with his AWP onto Grat, the opposing AWPer. Not often we see head-to-head duels like that go down. It's one of those rare occasions. And also, in the madness, Dexter's been able to trickle on out towards the bomb site, get in a forward position and potentially pounce, and it has to be an A attack at this point.
Fine from Dexter onto Didi as they hug the red crate. Wants to swing to quad. The problem is his hesitation costs him. His teammate's not yet in position to strike onto Execuritz, and Execurit's gonna find 2 as he swings back out. What a read! If they had it committed to him early, they might have been able to pinch him off at the sacrifice of a player from Highway. Instead, they elected not to, and that catches them off. What a sequence of kills as TyLoo take the half 8-7. I'll take a short break, see if they can continue on in that stead. The iconic tune of the IEM Intel Extreme Masters circuits. As we get two teams that are slightly less iconic, but carving out their own respective corners in the CS world. TyLoo, perhaps a little bit more storied than Grayhound. But I'm on the Grayhound hype bus, Chad.
Chugga, chugga, chugga. Oh, that's a train.
That's a train, yeah. Good
Wheels
try.
on the butt. Fun fact, out of all of 4 matches today, 3 games have gone 8-7 first half, 1 has gone 9-6, so all close affairs in the first half, that's for sure. If we just quickly give the account of utility, Bentet will smoke 2 flashbangs, execute it with a smoke and a Molotov, the 2 Indonesians on the support duty. And then over that, on the Grayhound side, Malta has a smoke grenade and a defuse kit. Had a very nice pistol round in the first half, Grayhound. Let's see if they can replicate here in the second on the CT side, as they have 3 men leaning over towards that B bomb site. 1 playing retake from the truck position, and 1 browsing middle, checking the menu. Looks like a B split is going to come in here as utility used in middle, and now the pressure is...
That's big.
Oh, bomb's going to drop early.
Good shot back from Dexter, but I think the DD kill coming out of Vents was more important. I say that, and they managed to get the trades and the rotation from Gratisfaction in a reasonably well-timed manner. I thought they were going to get overwhelmed with a double entry from Checker and B main and have no fight at all. This is a completely unexpected round and turn of events. They've got the HP advantage. They go together, but they need the trade, and Accurate is going to be able to find out one, giving Mo the chance to reset after planting the bomb.
That was some good work there by the TyLoo guys, trading efficiently onto the side. I thought it was going to get super dicey for them, considering that diffuse kit and smoke grenade would have been dropped over towards headshotters. So if that came down to a post plant with a TyLoo player playing over towards Checkers or B main, they may have found themselves in a very precarious position. But efficient trading, fundamentals, and Counter-Strike 101 coming out on top as they dueled together, they fragged together, and they won the round together. So the force buy from Grayhound is going to come out here, and this is where life can get very, very dicey for the Australian squad moving forward. If they're not able to get any damage done here, if they're not able to turn this one around, TyLoo run over them, their first gun round is not going to be seeing full utility used at all. But one thing to note, 5 smoke grenades that's going to be used to cut off the choke points for as long as possible. No defuse kit, so if the bomb does go down, it's going to have to be a quick retake. And Malta and Urcast on 5-7s. It's exciting.
How were you first introduced to the concept of Malta?
The country, I decided on a whim to go.
I knew it because it was a map in Medal of Honor.
My mom told me to go, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
DD's gone. Malta's, rather, excuse me, the way around. Malta's gone. DD's found him with the AK. Dick Stacy's getting aggressive, pushing through CZ. Wanted to capitalize with the flash at the backside of the smoke, but couldn't get there in time.
Somebody's going to kill them in transition here. This is fantastic positioning from him. He should be able to follow up with the second kill, catching Grat with the nade out. Cast is going to grab one, but it's only a consolation at this point as this round's over.
Try somebody to get another one. Jumping up, push through instead. Marcus is gone, and it's just our favorite, everybody's favorite, Mr. Stacy.
You saw it on a map.
Sorry?
Malta on a map.
No, it was a map in Medal of Honor.
Oh.
I think it was in Spearhead, not Allied Assault.
Okay.
It definitely was. Actually, no, I think it was a breakthrough map. I think it came in late.
Okay. I thought you meant like on a map, like, well, like you were looking at a globe or something.
No, it wasn't a map. And then there was a band called Time in Malta, and I listened to like really briefly and couldn't even remember the music if I heard it, but they were part of the whole scene for a while.
Okay. Now this is the problem that I'm talking about. So we're not going to see the flow-on effect of it here.
Also World War history. Carry on.
In Australia, we only learn about like Gallipoli. We don't really get too much else about the war.
Yeah, you guys weren't. I mean, you lost a war to emus, so.
Yeah. Look, sometimes stuff happens.
It's not the best thing to be proud of. It did lead to a phenomenal album name, though, which was called The Emo Wars. But I can't remember who it was by. I want to say it was the Appleseed Cast, but I'm not sure.
Just to touch on those flow-on effects, Dick Stacy with his AK-47 is going prodding over towards the B bomb site. It's done some damage, and immediately I'd be pedaling over towards A, and that's what they are. Double D is going straight on in. We'll drop that CZ. Grab a big kill, and you can hear the pressure. It's definitely applied right now to TyLoo. One player, two players actually bleeding internally. Stroke of death right there as Dexter with 3 in the round. He's going to, from the heavens, rain down the pain. And now, TyLoo, who should have had a round well and truly in the bag against a couple of USPs, an AK and a CZ75, have found themselves floundering with the 2 Indonesian stars left to bail them out. Wow, Dexter's going to get 4. Absolutely
That's
gifted.
ridiculous. That
Just
walked
gifted.
it straight to him. Oh, thanks for that. I'll just stand here.
Yep.
Mop the flames.
There it is.
Bentet gets 1 of 5 that he'll need.
He can do it.
The mathematics apply that he can, because he's down to 81 HP, which means he would be left with 5 if he wins it with that amount. In fact, he's now on 57. We're just below the
Just
trends.
under par,
Yeah,
but
it's not
still
good.
possible here. Bentet, the best player in Asia right now. Probably one of the biggest potential stars in the world in a 1-on-5 situation against 3 players. Galil, 2 AK-47. All they need to do is trade efficiently, but he's taking the duels one at a time, and Dick Stacey eventually going to finish it off. That's a huge round from Dexter. Absolutely phenomenal there. And they will finish it off, and that's a round stolen away. That's a round that we didn't expect to fall. TyLoo with the plant, however, I suspect will be able to grab another buy. That they are. More than enough money to make it happen.
Money, money, baby.
Makes the world go round. Makes your race car go round.
Does it ever? Do you know something very bizarre happened this weekend?
With the race car?
Yeah, for the first time ever, it was racing without me in
Is that was the
its
bizarre
existence
part?
and
Or?
present. Yeah, my team ran it without me. And by team, I just mean like the other driver. But I chose to borrow it for the weekend.
That's nice of you. I don't know if I'd let someone borrow a toy that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, they had there's some pretty large conditions applied.
Don't crash my car.
Yeah, or pay for it.
Or take as much damage as what Mo just did from those HE grenades. That's a tendency, I think, that's maybe been explored of Grayhound Gaming here to know to double nade that position that he likes to push up to. It is 4 AK-47s and that UMP against 2 AKs and 3 M4s. So no AWPs on the board early in the piece here in the second half of the last best of 1. Winner of this will go on to play none other than Boot, who upset Gambit earlier in the day. Dexter is going to lob out an A-main smoke momentarily, but he doesn't need to, as looks like it's been done for him. He's definitely posturing towards A. It appears that TyLoo are trying to milk out as much utility as they can, make Grayhound get nervous, and how the smokes and flashes are going to come over the top, and it's going to be an A attack.
Dexter on the box. The sick man that he is. I never actually watched that show, but it looked rather intriguing. Flashed off, drops down, but the box behind allows him to not only drop down and get his vision back, but jump back up should he want further aggression. He's concerned slightly behind Forklift. That's the problem for him, but now that that's covered off by his teammate, he can go to work. Surgical indeed, down to 2 HP, but it's Accurate that's trying to find him and get the bomb in time before his teammate arrives. That's great work from Dexter, actually, just staying alive in that situation. That makes things extremely
Team
awkward.
flash.
They're both flashed entirely. Now that may bring it back to the one-on-one, but Dick Stacey gets there just barely to get the shot off.
That's one of those moments where you have to make that kill, or the flick effect could come in and the round could quickly slip away. That's 2 rounds in a row that we've seen Dexter rain down pain from above. Getting the plastic barrels out, bit of hydrochloric acid, putting the bodies in.
Hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, that burns. Used to use it when doing flumes.
Isn't Flume the name of like an Australian DJ as well?
Yeah. But a flume is in the roof for like exhausts for bathrooms. Anyway, crisscross smokes in middle, Matt. Here they come. It's going to be a bit of misdirection. They want to go A.
Bathrooms. Interesting. I thought there was also would a Flume not also be what they use in like garages?
Yeah, for exhaust.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So it is the same thing. Gratisfaction takes down somebody. DD gets him back, but they've just run into each other. They're shaking hands, and little do they know. It's like being on a blind first date. Speed dating because it's over quickly as Bintek gets back out to find Fricast.
Oh, this is Bentet stealing the round back that Dexter took from them earlier, leaving Malta in a 1-on-3 situation. I don't actually know he's made it to forklift. Does have a lot of utility to work with here, but needs to find kills before even going for the defuse. Has spotted one, is going to have his back completely open away main. Not going to be able to convert the kill. Molotov is just going to push him towards the site, which he can get to with ease. And now Malta's position is known. He's going to fall any second now. That's a kill in consolation, but TyLoo bounce back with a force or pistol upgrade of their own, and now their cash flourishes. And Greyhounds is melted away.
Yeah, that's a problem. They finally get one on the board, and then just, well, I should say 2. It was 7. Then they get wrecked.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that, Chad.
No, I was with you.
I'm trying desperately to remind myself that you're Chad beside me and not Henry.
You can call me Henry, that's fine.
Big ol' Hank. Back at Bin Tet. You're right, he did absolutely wreck them in the middle there. And they ran into each other. That could have gone so easily the other way.
Yeah, I think, look, if Urkas didn't hit Bentet, then he probably would have gone straight past and flanked. And then maybe that situation wouldn't have unfolded in a similar fashion. But it's a game of timing, game of chance. There is a randomness factor always because we're dealing with 5 different people on each side, so decisions will be made. And it is the force buy again, so this is, in my opinion, Greyhound's last chance at getting in this game, or at least staying in it. If they drop this one, they're in trouble. Grat has only invested a small amount here, which means he wants to get that AWP up. Dexter lurking behind the smoke with the only rifle means a lot of pressure on him, but he has stood up. He has put up some big kills in the last couple. But it's a very flat approach from the CTs. They're not real. That was an individual play to find a kill.
Yeah, you talked about the fact that this map offers itself or lends itself to aggression. We've not seen a lot of it.
Probably a good thing, as I think what Greyhound are banking on is TyLoo making a very telegraphed play and being able to rotate numbers over and thrive in the chaos with the 3.57s which are in play this time around.
Yeah, there you go. You said at the start of the show, when the curtain was drawn, you said, who uses the 5.7?
There was a question, and we've got the answer.
It was almost rhetorical in your tone, Chad, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I did feel that it's still not up to par, but what do I know?
It's just semantics. Dexter, white box, wrecked.
There goes the M4.
That was interesting because our perspective, there was nothing to be seen, but obviously his shoulder just enough. And you're right, the M4 is gone. That's a huge problem. Dick Stacy has to back away toward the B site. Smoke down. It's accurate. Wants to try and hold off the angle to allow the AKs to go to work. 5.7 won't do much because he's burning.
Would have worked if it was a CZ, though, let me tell you that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a CZ. It didn't work, so what do you have to say about that, Chad?
All you have to do is get 1 kill in that scenario. Could have potentially delayed the plant. There was only 10 seconds left on the clock right there, but they were able to retrieve the M4 A1-S. And let's see if they can hold on to the armor on Urcast as well, because going into the next round, the money situation is dire. I assume that they will going to get 1,900 as the loss bonus. Questions are getting asked right now. I would hope a tactical pause will come out. I think that's going to be important for at least Greyhound to discuss their options. Kind of put their back against the wall right now.
They are, yeah. CT side deficits when you get momentum. TyLoo is building up a bank, and yeah, look, round loss bonus. Henry and I have talked about it. I don't know how you fix it, especially because it's such a staple of the game at this point. It would be entirely like meta changing to move anything, but CT side is such a disadvantage when you're behind economically.
Yeah, maybe just maybe make the diffuse kit cheaper. Let's go back to that, shall we?
That would be, yeah, that's an interesting idea. $400.
Or what if, I was going to say, what if everyone just spawns with one, but then that kind of removes the point of having a 10-second bomb timer. It just, 10-second diffuse timer. Cancel that, that's a bad idea.
$200.
Don't listen to that, Valve.
$50.
Can make the Molotov the same price as the T's. Ooh. Grad almost gets caught on the edge of that smoke. He's going to dip on back, and Dick Stacy unable to connect the shot. DD too sharp, too fast, too quick. Gets offered up another kill, and the M4 is going to drop. And there it is again on the floor, this time unable to be retrieved. A little bit too forward, a little bit too far for the reaching hands. as I say that, Urkas is able to retrieve it. So, cancel that.
Captain Mo and somebody continuing on the good work for TyLoo. You mentioned it as well, but we'll add the text to those who are just joining us. The loser of this game has to play a deciding best of 3 against Gambit.
Not the place you want to be.
Urksat goes back into the site. No real cover. He's going straight for the duel with 2 players in front of him. He's done great work. Unfortunately, it's not enough to do much for the round because Bomb now heads over toward A, and everyone comes in behind him. This gets interesting. If he had found both kills there and Bomb went down, he actually had a chance to control that with time as it was.
I was just looking at the mini-map. They were just swarming on his position.
Yeah,
they were just running, gravitating towards poor little Urkast. Now, this is definitely the last chance for Grayhound. The AWP will come out on Grat. Excurate with one of his own. Excurate on top of the scoreboard there with 20 kills. So you can get the idea that the buy is still not perfect for Grayhound. Money mismanagement, I think, is going to be on the tip of the tongues of some of these players when they go back and watch this VOD. Obviously, the forced buy earlier where Dexter got 4 big kills lured them into this regime. You have a bit of pressure on mid, one in the vent, one under the boost. Player highway, one in the A bomb site, and then over towards B. Dick Stacy lies in wait at drip. So set up quite well. TyLoo in the default not using any utility right now. They're not being pressured. They're not being forced to throw nades. They're just being allowed to sit and wait. Now this here from Excurate. Looks like this is just going to be a set piece. There's been no map pressure. They have an opportunity to flood onto the bomb site. As they take a 2-on-5 duel, as Bentet is going to throw a quad smoke. Excurate is going to lob out one of his own. Doesn't look like they're going to move off of this. Looks like it could be a double pump because there's still a lot of utility left on the board.
So no counter boost for Urkast, but he's still staying put in middle either way. 3-2 split, opposite sides of the map. This is definitely calling for a rotation with Gratisfaction finding 2 beautiful shots. Will reveal that no one else is heading that direction yet. They give up the vents. If they were still in the vents, Dick Stacy would have an easy job pincering in both players. Instead, he only gets DD. So 1D to the other, but Bentet gets the response and allows the bomb plant. Large task, nonetheless, still for TyLoo in this situation. But it's doable. More so if X-Accurate can get out and find the shot to Malta. He doesn't want to move on this. I'm surprised by that. I thought he would have gone sooner. Goes up late, misses the chance, and misses the shot when he does go back out. Smartly reads towards CT. Gun barrel shows that telegram all the way. Bentet, oh my god, has actually held off the vents, and that's a lovely shot to Malta. Excurate goes down. Bentet trades. Well done, TyLoo.
No kits on the board then either, man. I think in that situation, Grayhound, Gambit, what am I saying? Needed to be a little bit quicker.
Malta leaving the vents, I think, ultimately swung everything.
Yeah, over rotation. I don't know why that came in. Grat stopped that A attack completely. The double pump and the fake. It was a fantastic call from TyLoo, but there was no reason for Malta to move after Grat grabbed those 2 big kills. We had Urkas close middle at one point there. He would have heard a rotation if there was one. They get a little bit trigger happy there as now feels like 15 rounds are definitely on the board for TyLoo. It's only pistols. Teagle for Dexter. 5.7s. P250, CZ, a little bit of everything. A menagerie of a buy. Dexter trying to find the head. Not going to get anything done. Damage will tickle somebody and DD, but they're just dispatching, trading efficiently, making it look too easy as TyLoo, the Chinese force, push forward, and they're going to be very happy with the chance to take on Boot.
Yeah, I mean, that's tantalizing in itself. Let's not throw that away. Boot going up against TyLoo. You've got the Asian region representing themselves very, very well in doing so, but TyLoo will find map points against 9 so far from Grayhound. Chad, you have your hand in the air. Yes, sir, you in the back.
I just think that you look back at this half from Grayhound, they've had 2 proper gun rounds. This is actually the first one I would call like a full gun round because of the utility buffer as well. So it's bleak. It's a bleak picture, and this is the last chance. Let's see if they can get anything done. Let's see if they've got anything up their sleeve as the early mid-control smoke will come out. No boost to follow, but merely used to bait out some utility. Through the lower smoke they want to come, Matt. As a lot of pressure is being applied towards A, and they're out.
Shot from Urkus to take out DD. Nade might catch them. Not quite. Does a little bit of damage. That Molotov may not spread. Wow, that's not bad. Just stay put. Thought sandbags were good for floods, but apparently good for flames. Somebody still holds Cubby side of mid with bomb already down to mid. He can actually just wait for rotations at this point. He just has to hold mid. That's all he has to do. Keep Urkus in place. He's gotten out. He might actually catch off somebody, but that's exactly the kill. Now he just plays highway. Gratisfaction has nowhere to go. This could be the end in itself. Flash timing is perfect. Somebody walks around. What? Bit premature. How did he just hit Mo? Somebody was a great shot in itself, but he just 180 to hit that. Win or lose on this round. Can we get a replay of that? That was incredible. Surely that had to be one of the shots of the day. Bintet's low, 11 HP, and Malta gets the kill, but credits to Gratisfaction for keeping this round alive, and I think you're right, there is time.
Jeez, that was a bees, Richard, right there. That was a stressful round for Grayhound. Never should have been. They lost a 2-on-4. They've almost lost a 3-on-4. And TyLoo will take the timeout.
Okay, one.
Boy, that's... Mo doesn't need to take that fight, does he? Not in that situation.
Not at all. I thought it was quicker than that. Either way, still pretty good. And not only that, the pre-fire, when he could have just walked around, he's fully blind. Yeah. I think he was expecting that to be a little easier. That's getting away with it.
Yeah, that should have been it. That should have been the nail in the coffin right there. There's 4 players now on the TyLoo side, posted over 20 kills. DD on 14. And then if we look on over towards the Grayhound side, Malta is down there on 12. Everybody else is 16 or more. Grat leading the way with 18 frags. They've thrown together a buy. FAMAS, UMP, 2 M4s, AWP. So once again, back against the ropes. Grayhound are fighting for overtime now. They can't trip up. They can't stumble anymore. No more mistakes can be made. It looks like a slower pace is going to be applied from TyLoo here. They know that the finishing blow only 5 kills away.
Gratisfaction just firing into drop position.
Very slow. We've seen a lot of defaults today over all the maps. We had it on Inferno, we had it on the first Cache game, we've got it on this one again. Train was a little bit different. We saw more paces, more faces, more strategical prowess, but ooh, DD might find himself in a precarious position. I don't think they expect this at all, Matt.
Thick out. Gets the first one onto DD. Still in position with the UMP. They know where he is. Double Molotov. Those do, in fact, stack for damage. But Malta's come up to join his position. Excurate's got him down, and Dick Stacy has gone flaccid because Bintet finds the kill. Urkus is at least spawning out feet going toward B, but a kill on Excurate won't be enough because immediately bomb is regathered, and Mo takes it toward default.
Miracle retake has to come in here in this position by somebody. Once again, just playing in these very annoying forward disruptive spots. He's done it all throughout this match, more notably on the CT side, but they need to deal with him first before they can even think about getting into this bomb site. Dexter with utility, but no position to really
He's doing the cheeky flusher.
No crowd here. Ooh, Grat through. Obviously the radar showed up and it's going to do damage through the wall as well. The retake is on, but Mo is going to finish it, and TyLoo take the victory 16-10 over Grayhound Gaming.
So Grayhound versus Gambit in what will be a GG. And then the Asians at the top with Booties and now TyLoo.
Good signs for the region, good signs for the tournament, as one of those two will be going through to the ChinaJoy Expo Arena days, I guess we'll call them, but I think the analyst desk is standing by ready and raring to go. So let's hear from Trace and the boys.
Ready and raring. You know what? You might be onto something, Chad, but I was thinking that the Endowed Richard Stacy could not show up here, and unfortunately that is just going to be the story. While they do look magnificent, these are some incredible jerseys. Some of the best jerseys I've seen in all in esports. Simply couldn't get it done here.
Yeah, no, they had their moments. I mean, Richard himself did have a big round. You just laying it all out on the table, really, getting 5Ks, keeping Grayhound in there for quite some time, and really making sure it was a tight battle. But in the end, I guess it turned out as expected. TyLoo, the better overall team, but still positive signs out of Grayhound, really, to put it sweet and short in that sense.
Yeah, I would say they did an honorable fight. Overall, as you said, TyLoo just a better team. Some of the players as well, Exaggerate, Bented, somebody showing up again, especially somebody is just a constant annoyance for any team he's playing. He's so aggressive and so versatile in the way he plays. You never really know where he got him. In some way, he reminds me of Angel without being the in-game leader in that sense. So he's just tough to keep toe with. And I think overall, Grayhound just had their hands full in this one.
Yeah, and it's kind of a rough story, but you could see they kept their composure, they kept that sort of calmness to them. But overall, there were just some shots in this entire match that couldn't be replicated if you tried.
It's a little bit annoying for them, though, because like they keep qualifying for all these tournaments and keep coming back without really producing any results or any big results. So you gotta want them to at least get a win here or get a win in the tournament that would like justify them keep coming back. Obviously they are qualifying online and they keep doing that all the time, which is the first step here. But if you don't produce any results at the LAN itself, then it gets a little bit boring to keep watching the same players over and over again, losing to the same teams over and over again. So you want for their own sake and for their own belief in this team to grab a win rather soon, I would say.
But let's switch the focus now and talk a little bit about TyLoo, because they did it. They grabbed the W, they grabbed the win here in their opening match, securing what is sure to be a much easier path onward in this tournament. What are some takeaways you guys had from TyLoo and what they've shown here versus prior to this event?
Prior to this event, I think they've been looking excellent. Again, considering the fact that they had to play a significant portion of time with AE as a stand-in, I think they've done remarkably well for themselves. Now it seems like, again, Mo's has gotten off to a hot start. We saw that at the minor as well. Hopefully he can continue with that, so we don't see a bit of a drop-off in that sense. But playing from home, I think it's going to be good territory for them to be, and they did really well at CAC with the home crowd, backing them up. I don't see it being any different this time around.
Well, Mo is rolling through the competition currently, but one man that's also been rolling through the competition for some time is going to be Bentet. We do have Matt on the floor where we're going to be able to hear from Bentet after this win.
Yes, I have Bentet here. I have a team through to a winner's bracket in the shape of TyLoo after a good scrap there with Grayhound Gaming. You were expecting a fight from them.
Yeah, we expect that Grayhound is. We all know that Grayhound is really improved a lot. They have a really good anti-strats and game plan, but we just confident in our way, in our game plan also. But we expect them to have a good fight. We didn't expect to beat them like 16-5, 16-4. We know that they are a good team, but we're really happy to take the win.
You had good moments in that as a team where you were just leaning in and taking shots and knocking them down very, very confidently. You came into that game always being like truthful to your individual skills?
Basically, this game, I think, Exaggerate at City side really important for us. He have a lot of crucial rounds, which make us a good momentum to start as a T. And then after that, as a T, our game plan works, our teamwork works, and our communication is better as a T. So I'm pretty happy with our individual skills and teamwork.
You've got Boot next in our winner's bracket game later on, and the winner of that goes to ChinaJoy. This is your best chance of doing the best performance of any Asian team at all in CSGO. So there's pressure on you, but you must really want to do it here where it matters to you most.
Yeah, I think every match have a pressure. It depends on each person who want to take that match seriously or the mentality not good enough, I think. But this match against Boot is really important for us because we really want to make it to the playoff to play in front of China crowd once again. So we're gonna prepare for that match and hopefully we're gonna make it to the playoff.
It'll be a best of 3 later on to find out whether TyLoo or Boot will get that place at ChinaJoy. Of course, the loser of that gets a second bite at it. But TyLoo, they're going to be playing Boot later on.
Yes, it's actually true. They will be playing Boot later on in what will be our second best of 3 of the evening. And right there, kind of guys, let's really take one step back and put put this one to rest. Let's put this game to rest. And how do you do that? How do you sum it up?
I mean, you had 4 guys from TyLoo with above 24x, 22 to 24. So a joint force, a joint team, and seem like all of the players are ready for TyLoo. I think they're looking good to the upper bracket final match against Booth.
Yeah, they actually have the chance now to play a tournament where they don't necessarily have to deal with jet lag or adjusting to a new time zone and that kind of thing. I think that's going to play a big part for them. So expecting more out of TyLoo. I expect them to kind of settle everything and secure their spot at ChinaJoy today.
Are they the best Asian team?
Yes.
Cool.
No doubt in my mind.
So, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
We cool.
Thank you, Jacob. That did make absolute sense. Either way, yes, it is time for us to go to a quick break. We've got some energy for you guys, and I hope you have it all in chat as well, or we're going to be raising hell, because I think that's what we're about to do. We're going into another our first best of 3 right after this break.